Yeah, good morning. So we are continuing with the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 5. We had completed till verse 36. Now up to verse 36. What was explained was how the different elements mixing together creates this whole universe, and the appearance of different types of organs, and then sound and so on and so forth. We understood it last week. So today we are going to go further and understand how the controlling deities are involved. Now here when we say the controlling deities, we have to understand over here that we are not talking of just one person, we are talking of multiple deities. Now these are called gods. In those who are the believers called it gods or the deities. Those who are the non-believers can say the functioning organs which have at the back end the neural network and the network of electricity, basically the power which goes into working the whole system. That is why he said very clearly over here that the usage of electricity. Now, actually, it doesn't mean electricity the way you look at it. It means the power to use. Now, one example I'll give you for you to understand. Now, let us look at it from the point of, let us say, I am thinking in terms of my ears. The external organ is the ear, the pinnae, and all the things that are there inside. That is the physical part. So you have the tympanum, which means the eardrum is there, and then behind the eardrum there are number of parts which are there. There are the three bones which are there. I hope you got that whole thing. Now when we are having this within our ear, this is called the physical organ of the ear. All right. Now when the sound hits the ear, it creates a vibration. Now the vibration means anything that is moving at a fabulous speed creates a form of an electrical wave. I hope you understand that. If you see, even in case of the magnets moving, inside the generator creates a kind of an eddy current, right? I hope you get that. So in the similar fashion, in our ears also similar thing happens. It creates an impact in behind the eardrum, which gets translated into sound waves, which reach the part of our brain and then analyze it and so on and so forth. Now, all this functionality from the analysis to the transference, that means you require some kind of like a wire, something to transfer. All that comes under the functionality of what we call as presiding deities. Are you getting it? The presiding deity is the one who controls how and what we hear. Did you get it? What I hear, how it is deciphered. It is a collaborative effort of a number of gods, we say. When we say gods, in the physical world, we will call them different parts of the body. Like the brain is functioning, the memory is functioning, so on and so forth, right? And then the nerve systems, all this, everything is called God or demigod. The small g, G-O-D, small. Did you get it? So now we are going to understand this. So we are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 5, verse 37. O gentle one, of all the physical elements, beginning from the sky down to the earth, all the inferior and the superior qualities are due to the final touch of the glance of the Supreme Sri Krishna, that is personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. Here what he is trying to say is everything that is happening within this creation, everything. That means whether in the external world, let us say outside our body, the sky to the sea to the land and so on, whatever that is happening there, or within our being, if I just have to hear the sound like what I'm speaking, there is some faculty, there is a kind of what we say as a demigod or somebody like that working on it. Now, demigod is for believers, like I said, but those who have the idea, there is science involved in it, can call it by whatever other name that they want to. So, vocalization or the right words coming out of my mouth is also extremely important, right? So, all this, it is said, comes under the control of the one divine being. This is what is mentioned over here. The final touch or the glance of the supreme divine consciousness. Okay. Right. So we go to the next verse. The controlling deities of all the above mentioned physical elements are empowered expansions of Lord Vishnu. They are embroiled by eternal time under the external energy, and they are his parts and parcel because they are entrusted with different functions of universal duties and are unable to perform them. They offer fascinating prayers to the Lord as follows. Now, there is a very strange example which I was seeing in the internet. There was this great scientist who had come up with some kind of a formula in the past, trying to understand how this whole thing works. In that, he said that when two atoms or electrons are working together, how is it that they are talking to each other? There is an anomaly in the system where they understand. So in a similar manner, in the outer universe also, when two bodies are talking to each other, they are not directly in communication that way, but it seems that one is affecting the other is affecting this one. So how does this affect is the big question that he was asking. So he said that even when twins are there, how is it that the one person comes to know what the other person is doing, or the other person comes to know what the first one is doing? This is a very great anomaly in the system. And this is what we are trying to address over here. It is said that the entire above mentioned physical elements are empowered by expansion of Lord Vishnu. Even science has not been able to explain this entire formula over here. That is that the parallax which is coming about. If you don't know, kindly go and watch a YouTube video where it shows about the parallax of the two electrons, simultaneously, two particles vibrating. You will get an understanding. It's a very, very unique phenomenon. So it's just a thing to understand. All right. So let us come back over here. So all this thing which is happening within our body as well. Isn't it a very strange phenomena that human beings are able to understand literally everything that is happening around them by means of certain kinds of powers or energies? What are these powers and what are these energies? So here in spiritual world, we call them the power of Lord Vishnu. Okay, this is how we say. They are embodied by eternal time under the external energy, and they are the part and parcel. So we assume all this which is there within our being is having a control. The control is with someone very, very special. So if I have to articulate something, if I have to say some words, if I have to even give this explanation to the verse, there are certain faculties working within this being, isn't it? See, I am not going through any of the written script over here. There is no script written anywhere, but I am just talking about it. So when I am talking about it, can you imagine that there is something in the background which is working? Remember, there are lots of things which I have not done before in my life, but I am able to articulate, I am able to tell you the answers. Where does all this come from? So it is believed that the Lord Vishnu's powers are working from behind. We don't have much idea about this in science. But for us to understand today, we are very clearly taking the Srimad Bhagavatam to get an understanding how our body functions. The bodily functions which are there, and that is the reason why it is said, because they are entrusted with different functions of universal duties. Can you imagine that or no? If the eye has been given a universal duty of seeing, of vision, it has to do that duty. Similarly, the nose has to perform certain functions. My hand has to perform certain functions. Your stomach has to perform certain functions. Your brain, your liver, your intestines, everything, are they supposed to work in a systematic manner? There is an entire series of instructions which they follow. Got it? If this is there, then this has to work. If this is there, then that has to work. Those kind of things. Instructions are very clear. Think like this. In the stomach, when there are different juices coming in, when there are different foods coming in, there are certain things inside the stomach which are working towards digesting that. Isn't that true? So everything is systematically functioning. So here they are called demigods. All right? So you are a conglomerate. This body is a conglomerate of billions or trillions of gods. You can call them by whatever name. You can call them cells. You can call them, the flora and the fauna. You can call them neurons. You can call them whatever you want to. But aren't they working in synchronicity so that your body functions correctly? Now here, what they are talking about. Listen to this. So, because they are interested with different functions of universal duties and are unable to perform them, they offered fascinating prayers to the Lord as follows. Sometimes it so happens that the organs falter because of if you remember, because of three reasons. The three reasons are the afflictions. They are the afflictions which affect the body, right? Adi Bhuta, Adi Daiva and Adhyatmika. So these are the three afflictions which come and attack the body, and sometimes they are not able to perform the actions which they are supposed to perform. Now here I am going to give you examples. So listen to the examples. The examples, I am going to convert them into human form also for you to get a clear grasp of what I am speaking. So listen to these words. Now let us say there is a person, and this person is supposed to perform his duty as per his nature. See what is being mentioned over here? Because they were entrusted with different functions of universal duties. Are you getting this? Every organ has been entrusted with universal duty. You are a conglomerate of gods, isn't it? So don't you think you are also entrusted with a certain duty? I hope you are getting this point. So the duties which are there, they have been given to you and different functions have been given. What are the different functions that you have been given? Let us say someone has a brain for the purpose of scientific research. All right? So that person is supposed to do scientific research. Maybe he can go to some university or some laboratory or something like that, and he can perform some kind of a research over there. That is the kind of brain he has been given. All right? Functioning in that manner. Are you fascinated by people like Elon Musk who can work for 20 hours in a day? Are you fascinated by it or no? See, you will wonder, oh my God, Elon Musk works for 20 hours. How does he do that? Well, let me tell you, clarify this to you. Sometimes, the creation has been made in such a manner that that function has been incorporated in that person. All right? Example of that will be, there are certain machines which work non-stop. In the factories and all, have you seen that there are certain machines which keep on working? In your body, which is that machine which keeps on working? Your heart, isn't it? Continuously. Does the heart say, no, I am very tired, now I want to go to sleep? Well, the moment he is going to say those words, I am going to go to sleep, you are dead. So in a similar manner, the heart has been given the job of working 24 by 7, 24 by 7. Now look at the brain. The brain is active, say, 16 hours a day, 8 hours a day, it might be in the passive mode. But can the brain say, I am going to stop working from tomorrow? I guess most of the people's brains have stopped working nowadays. So that's a different story, but consider it from a different perspective. It's working, right? At least they are eating, drinking, sleeping and all those things. So it is working. Let us look at that. Now, let us come to human beings. Some people work for 18 hours, 20 hours a day. They are like those machines, like the heart we have. The eyes are closed, no? So eyes may be working only for 16 hours, 8 hours they must be sleeping, right? So there are some people who take rest, some people who don't take rest. And we are fascinated by those people who do, oh my God, look at him, he doesn't take rest at all. Well, he's been made like that. See what is being said. They were entrusted with different functions of universal duties. They have been specifically made for that purpose. So there should be no fascination for you because simply they are like that. I hope you get it. See, it is, for you it is very strange because you may be working even 2 hours in a day and 22 hours you must be, just doing nothing. That's a different story, correct? But so for the person who is working 1 or 2 hours in a day, for him, oh, Elon Musk works for 20 hours. For him it is a fascination. But for Elon Musk, you are a fascination. You understand? Elon Musk will look at you and say, look at this person. He hardly works in a day. Even that 1 hour he puts, he is just doing, what am I going to do? That kind of full day he is doing like this. So you are wondering, why is it that this person is like this and that person is like that? This is entrusted by nature to that person. So some people are meant to work, some people are not meant to work. So don't get carried away by somebody who is not working. They have been put that nature, They are lazy people, so okay, fine, they are allowed. Can you make a lazy person work? Well, you can try. Doesn't work, no, most of the time. Well, we can keep on trying, It's like a bull, Till the bull doesn't get 2 whacks on his back, he's not going to work at all. It's like that. So, think on those lines. So, there are these parts of the body which are always saying, today I don't feel like working. Now, you will ask me which parts are those? My legs, my sinuses, my hands, my back is hurting. Are you getting the point? The whole body is like this. Today my legs are not functioning properly, so I can't walk, Can I go by a cab? Can I call an Uber? This is how you will say. Or you have a difficulty of walking? Can I call an Uber? Really? Well, you may be fascinated by this person saying that what kind of a lazy bone this is. But imagine that. This lazy bone has been given that functionality by God itself. Okay? They are lazy for the purpose of their being made like that. Alright? So, what do these gods do? The gods fail in performing the functions. The legs will say, today I am tired, I have got arthritis, I can't walk. You go to the gym and you look at all those dumbbells over there and say, oh my God, I got to lift this 5 kg dumbbells, it's so difficult, You can say those words, isn't it? Right? So, yeah. So what do these demigods say? That is verse 39. The demigods said, oh Lord, your lotus feet are like the umbrella for the surrendering souls, protecting them from all the miseries of material existence. All the sages under the shelter throw off all their material miseries. We therefore offer our respectful obeisance unto lotus feet. How convenient this is. Convenience is what, Oh, these Swamijis and all, okay? These people who take the sannyasa, they go to the mountains, they don't work at all. They are not doing anything, And yet, your grace is with them. How? Your grace is there because they are praying to you. So we are your demigods. We also feel lazy. Like those fellows, they are doing it because they are like, Swamijis and all that. They don't work. So if they are not working, I also don't feel like working. So they are giving this example. See, people who really don't want to work, they will give examples of another person who doesn't work. Have you noticed it or no? Huh? He also does it, she also does it. They are just sitting at home doing nothing. So when you look at other people and give examples, here these demigods are also giving examples to God, to Krishna. And they are saying what? These people who are there, the sages and the saints, these fellows, they don't do anything. They just sit and, and do whatever bhajan that they do, like they're sitting in one place saying Om, Om, Om and all that. Or maybe, they'll say, oh, I am meditating. When you have nothing to do, you can be meditating, isn't it? Have you seen how these yoga classes run? Huh? They are run by people first who don't have any jobs. Second, it is run by people who want to go and waste their time over there. So they have to go and buy yoga mats, they have to buy yoga clothes, all over the place. Huh? And then they will go over there. Oh, yeah, I went for yoga, I went for gym. What do they do in the gym? I did 5 kilometers. 5 kilometers on what? Treadmill. Why don't you do 5 kilometers somewhere outside only? No. So they want to do this and they will look at the other person. And they will say, oh, this person doesn't do anything. And yet he is fine, yet she is fine. Look at her, she's a beauty queen. Oh, she's a beauty queen, so I can also be a beauty queen, or I can also be a hunk, If Alex Hermosi can make millions, I can also make millions. He is anyway not doing anything. He's just flexing his like that and sitting with his singlet, that banyan which we call it. He sits like that. I'll also sit in front of the YouTube and I will also give some lectures. People think like this. They give examples. And when they give examples, they are talking in this kind of a manner. And so they are saying to Krishna, Krishna, there are a lot of these kind of yogis and Swamijis and Babajis and all that. They don't do anything. They just sit and they take your name. We also don't want to do anything. We are your demigods, You put everything in automation. Please, can you put this hearing in automation, smelling in automation, eating in automation? My mouth will only do on its own, Have you seen the cows, Cows, They are chewing the cud, they say. So it's like that, I also want to do something like that. Can I do like that? Like Swamijis, who sit over there in the mountains? So how do they get it? By surrendering at your feet. My God, that's a very good way of, reaching God. I also want to surrender. I don't want to do any work, but I want to surrender. Got it or no? So these demigods are very smart fellows. Without doing any work, they want to surrender at the feet of God and say, God, you only do something in automation. Come on. Magic. Oh Father, oh Lord, oh Personality of Godhead, the living entities in the material world can never have any happiness because they are overwhelmed by 3 kinds of miseries. Therefore, they take shelter in the shade of your lotus feet, which are full of knowledge, and we also thus take shelter to them. We also have problems, too many problems. Like the gods, they are saying, what are they saying? The gods were talking to Krishna and they were saying that, like all these people, they have threefold afflictions, okay? Adi Bhuta, Adi Deva and Adhyatmika, we also have problems, So when I have problem, what do? Like them, I will surrender at your feet only. What else I can do? Huh? I am anyway lazy. I don't want to work. I don't want to do anything. I don't even want to lift my finger. So your example in this material world, so many, all these fellows who are there doing nothing. Huh? What do? They are wearing fancy clothes. All new clothes every time. They wear nice topi. And they lagao topi to everybody. Okay. So all these things are going on in this world. They wear fancy, like just now Meta and all these people have come up with nice glasses. So they will also wear nice glasses, and meanwhile they are doing om and they are watching all Instagram and all that on their glasses. It's very easy now, no? Very easy. Nobody will say anything. And instead of doing like this with these malas, we will give them malas which they can change channels. How is that for a innovation? So one mala, one channel, one mala, one channel, one mala, one channel, and then I keep on doing right swipe, left swipe, right swipe. Then they can change, up, down, right, left, and all that. One mala and doing all that. Any person who is watching them will think, oh my God, look at him, he's such a godly person. He is, twirling beads. And he is so quiet, look at him, look at his eyes, they look also glazed and all that. He must be in a trance. This fellow is meanwhile busy watching, all the nice songs on YouTube and all that. What? Very easy to fool the world. So what are these demigods are saying? Demigods are saying to God, Sri Krishna, can you please give us those kind of abilities also? I understand these kind of abilities come by going and touching your feet only. So we will also come and touch your feet. Okay. So lotus feet, they say. The lotus feet of the Lord are by themselves the shelter of all the places of pilgrimage. The great clear-minded sages, carried by the wings of the Vedas, always search for the nest of your lotus-like face. Some of them surrender to your lotus feet at every stage by taking shelter at the best of the rivers, which can deliver one from all sinful reactions. Now in all this, I am going to give you a lesson, okay? And that lesson is something which you have to listen to very carefully. Listen to it carefully. So now these Swamijis, what do? First we'll talk about Swamijis. These Swamijis, what they do, no? They like to first and foremost go and sit near some rivers. Why? Easy to wash their bloody asses. Idiots. When I went to the Ganga river, I saw this Swamiji doing that in front of me, in Ganga. I was aghast looking at this fellow. What is he doing? They can't even have, any civic sense. Forget about it. Now let us come back to our story. So they will go near these rivers. All the fancy rivers in India that are there. Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Kaveri, Krishna, this one, that one. All those kind of rivers, they will go near the river, they will sit over there. And what they will do? The lotus feet of the Lord are themselves the shelter of places of pilgrimage. They are very clear-minded. Carried by the wings of the Vedas. They have read the Vedas. Like our ChatGPT and Google. Like they have their Vedas, we have ChatGPT and Google, fancy stuff for us, fancy stuff for them. So they have read it and then it's written over there. You do this, you get that. You do this, you get that. So they go and do this kind of things. We have also some kind of an understanding that if they were to follow the Vedas to the T, okay, sit in meditation postures and wear orange color clothes, because it seems that orange color clothes attract a lot of energy. We will also wear orange color clothes. You know how it is, no? If you wear this kind of a t-shirt and go out, nobody is going to recognize you. But tomorrow, imagine I put one hairband over here, like this, on top, and I wear orange color clothes, and I walk with one, wooden sandals and all that, carrying one stick in my hand, and maybe having a false beard or something like that. I can't grow beard. See, the whole problem is that I go out like this and the whole people over here on the street is going to bow down at my feet. Bola, Swamiji, you are the greatest thing on planet Earth. So this is what the Vedas have taught these idiots. Please understand, there is nothing in these mountains, nothing in these rivers, because nowadays all rivers are polluted. Okay? But they still go there. They search for the nest of your lotus-like face. See, you can sit in your house and do that. Please, don't go anywhere. No, don't keep your wives and your spouses near you, okay? Otherwise, you can never focus on the God's face. Her face and his face will be in front of you. They will be asking you, "Aaj khana nahi banaya? Have you not cooked anything?" That kind of a question will come. That is going to be problematic. So don't do that. Okay, you sit in a quiet room somewhere, and then you can do that. So let us come back to the story here. So all these people are sitting in this near the riverside. We also sit near riverside. Okay. That is when we have to do our lot of jokes coming today. Okay, some of them surrender to your lotus feet at every step by taking shelter the best of the rivers. So they take shelter at the lotus feet. And they get released from sinful reactions. God, you have been so kind to them. Just sitting near a riverside and just thinking about your feet. These people are devoid of any reactions, any sinful reactions. I mean, these people don't have to go to hell. They can go to heaven and enjoy your heaven also. This is so easy, isn't it? I mean, imagine that, doing nothing at all. No home, nothing. Like you don't even have to sit in all those yogic postures and all that. Simply by hearing about your lotus feet with eagerness and devotion and meditating upon them within the heart, one at once becomes enlightened with knowledge, and on the strength of detachment one becomes pacified. We must therefore take shelter at the sanctuary of your lotus feet. Here is the very important understanding. When we are talking about demigods, I told you demigods are within you also. Have I said these words? Now when they say, in the previous verse it is mentioned that the demigods are saying to the Lord, the way in which these Swamijis, these Babajis and all these spiritual people, they sit near a river, and they get the benefit by taking and thinking about you, taking your name and just thinking about you. I want you to think about this verse. It's a very peculiar verse. Okay? Now, think, what are the rivers? The rivers in the body are the neural pathways as well as the blood vessels that are running across your entire body. Okay? It is a system of transference of energy and things like that, all the food and all is going through that. Second one is the electrical waves that are coming from your brain and going to the brain through the neural pathways. So one is power that is required, and second one is the food that is required. Food means energy that is required. Two things, correct? Did you get this point? Now, where is the confluence of this? The confluence of the neural pathway is at the back, in the spinal column. The spinal cord is running. The spinal cord is the main functioning part from where distribution is happening. Of what? Electrical impulses, power, and just behind that, just in front of that, behind means if I look from behind it will be in front. So that side, there is also the beautiful currents that are moving all over of the, the arteries and the veins supplying this food. Are you getting it? What is being said over here is, if we were to sit at the confluence of these rivers, the demigods are saying, if we were to sit at the confluence of these rivers and meditate on your lotus feet, all our problems will go away. Getting it clearly now? So, we have in our body, on the upper part of the body, over 14 of those places. Okay, 14 of those places, which is called the chakras. They are the central point of getting the information pathways crossing at all places. If I have a problem with my eye, if my eye has a problem, can I go to this river pathway behind? And can I get it rectified? I don't have to see to understand. You, dear Lord, is going to make me see without this apparatus. Getting it or no? That means all the job you are going to do for me. If I just have to sit, if I have to sit at this point, that juncture. So if I have a problem with the eye, E-Y-E, then I sit at Agya Chakra, concentrating my entire energy over there and thinking only of your lotus feet while being in the Agya Chakra. It is nothing but the power of meditation at that juncture. The Swamijis and the great sages and the saints don't have to get up from their places simply for this reason. Are you getting this whole thing clear or no? So far, so good or no? So you focus on that place and think of Lord's feet. And all functionalities and every sin and everything that is there is going to get rectified. These demigods are talking about it. So, when I was giving you this example of this person, I told you there was this scientist who came and did something. I will tell you the one story which he told. It was told on the American television, so I am going to tell you that story. This happened in the year 1964 or 65. So he said, so there was this person who was having terminal cancer, and the doctor had said that he is going to die in 3 days' time. 3 days' time. At that time, there was some drug which had come out for cancer. So this patient tells the doctor, he says, I want to try out that medicine. Alright? So when he says these words, I want to try out that medicine, the doctor says, why you want to waste your money? You are anyway going to die. Keep that money for your kith and kin or your next people who are going to come after you. So that person says, no, I don't want to do that. Can you please give me that drug? So he buys a drug from the market and injects it in him. And in 24 hours, this man's, that tumorous growth, which is basically like a cancer, disappears from his body in 24 hours. And this is a real story. And he exits the hospital and he goes home. And he says, see, this drug has cured me. 6 months later, in the American media, the newspapers and all, it comes out in front pages that this drug which was there is all fake. There is nothing like this happening. And he reads the news. The next day he gets that disease. He goes back to the doctor. And he says, oh, my tumor is back. I don't know what to do. So the doctor keeps him and says, okay, we will try out radiation and all those kind of things. 2 days later, the doctor brings him another report. See, this is a report from one institute which says, no, that drug is very good, it's going to cure you. 2 days later, this person is fine again. And again goes back home. 3 months later, he comes to know that that is all fake news. And 3 months later, he reads the newspaper and he dies. This is a very funny example. This was quoted on the American television. And it was, and by the way, that person is a very great scientist. He has written a number of books and all. He's a good person. He's not something. So he says in front of the entire audience, he says, this is all not because of the drug, but it is because of the belief. What is it about? It is because of the belief that he got cured. So when he believed in that medicine, he got cured. I have myself given a lot of placebos to my mother, when she was there. And her headache will go in an instant. I know that. It's vitamin C tablets. Just give one tablet to her. This will be curing your headache, and next day the headache, and next hour the headache is gone. And she will say, my son is like a doctor. Really? I am no doctor. I know what I am talking about. It is all psychology. So, I hope you get the point. It is all in the belief system. Okay? So there is this lady. I went to her place and I said, don't worry, you will be fine. And her cancer is gone. Okay? Why? Because she just believed in whatever bullshit that seems to have come out. Okay, why? Well, it is called a belief system. The yogis achieve it by sitting at the riversides, praying to God at the feet of the Lord. It is the belief of those yogis which can take him to that divinity. Are you understanding what I am saying? So what these demigods are saying, if they can go and do this, why can't we do it? We also will want to achieve that status. So now think about a yogi. If you are given a problem, it's going to take you time to even solve the problem, isn't it? Because you are going to go through all your research data and things like that. But if you give the same problem to the yogi, he just looks at it and he says, yeah, it's done. Why? It's not done because he has got brains. It is done because there is another power working with him. Shakuntala Devi, those who watch the movie Shakuntala Devi, okay, you will come to know in that how she was able to achieve the impossible by just saying, okay, just write down the figures. How does a person do it? It's not because they have brains. Please understand, they don't have any brains. It happens because they are able to tap into this fine power within your own being. So in your life, you should please take it for understanding that you have this fabulous ability to get to the source of the problem by just sitting and dwelling at the feet of the Lord. So those who follow the path of devotion, this is a devotional scripture, please understand. That is the reason why this is given to you. Follow devotional path. You don't need self-realization, you don't need anything. No. You don't need to sit for yogic postures. You don't have to do any meditation or anything like that. Just believe in Sri Krishna, believe in his name, and just sit in just peace and maybe take his, sing songs for him. All the work he is going to do. That is what he says. So, they get enlightened with knowledge. On the strength of the detachment, one becomes pacified. We must therefore take shelter at the sanctuary of your lotus feet. These demigods are saying this exact thing. Demigods, you understand, no? These are all these Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, and all these are called demigods. Plus in your eyes there are gods, in your ears there are gods, nose, every part of the body. O Lord, you assume incarnations for the creation, maintenance and dissolution of the cosmic manifestation. And therefore we take shelter at your lotus feet because they always award remembrance and courage to your devotees. See what they award? What does Sri Krishna award? Those who only surrender at the feet of the Lord, what does he award? He awards them with remembrance. You can have elephant's memory. Got the point or no? You can have fantastic memory. And second thing, you got courage to do anything in this world. So those who surrender at the feet of the Lord. O Lord, persons who are entangled by undesirable eagerness for the temporary body and kinsmen, who are bound by thoughts of mind and I, are unable to see your lotus feet. Although your lotus feet are situated within their own bodies, but let us take shelter at your lotus feet. But there are some people in this world who don't have any belief systems. They don't believe in anything. They say, oh no, I am an atheist. I am an agnostic. I don't believe in this God of yours. I am, Advaita Vedantist. All these people are not, hey, welcome over here. Why? Because they don't have any belief system only. They don't believe in their own self also. Whereas what is mentioned over here, the feet of the Lord are within them only, their own being inside your own body. See, it is written over here. They are unable to see your lotus feet, although your lotus feet are situated in their own body. So why are we going to some temple and some place to try to look at the feet of the God? Sit in one place. Take one murti, sit in one place, look at that murti of Krishna. Just look at it. And then you just surrender at his feet. Look at his feet. And then close your eyes and the feet are within you. So just by the process of thinking, just by the process of concentration, bring those feet within your heart, and that is all that is needed to be done. Got the point? You don't have to go anywhere. O great Supreme Lord, offensive persons whose internal vision has been too affected by external materialistic activities cannot see your lotus feet, but they are seen by your pure devotees. Those one and only aim in the transcendental enjoy your activities. So all these material worldly people who are running after all the gods outside, this Devi, that Devi, this one, that one, all kinds of people they are running after. Have you noticed or no? See, now there was this person who had come to me, a few years ago. First day he came and he said, no, Guruji, you are the greatest. So Guruji became greatest after maybe he saw some video of mine. Okay. After that, he was with me for some time, and then suddenly one day other person came in his pathway. Mataji, you are the greatest. So he went to one Mataji over there. And then something else happened. One Babaji came in his life. So then he went to one Dadiwala Babaji. Babaji, you are the greatest. After that, he went into Tantra Yoga, Mantra Yoga, Jantra Yoga, all kinds of yogas he wants to do. The answer is not that. You are not having focus, sir. And this is what he is talking about. What is Maitreya Muni talking about over here? Maitreya Muni is talking about idiots in this world who do not seem to focus on any subject. They think that, oh, if I do yantra, if I do mantra, if I do tantra, if I do this, if I do that, I will get powers. Later on he asked me the question, how to get powers? Sir, you want power, put your hand in that. You will get enough power. Put the switch on, idiot. People don't have any brains. Sir, focus on one thing. Focus. Just at the feet of the Lord. Enough. So he is talking about the offensive people who have internal vision, whose internal vision is affected. So those who are keeping on roaming at all these different locations. This Baba, that Baba, this temple, that temple, this Ma, this Pitaji, God knows so many other things. Don't do that. You are here, just be here. Don't bother yourself about what some God or some goddess is going to give. That mantra, chantra and all that, it is all nothing. It is all santra only. Okay. Santra means an orange. Okay. In Hindi. So it's all crazy stuff. Don't go after it. So here it is mentioned, they are affected by external materialistic activities. cannot see your lotus feet and therefore seen by your pure devotees whose one and only aim is to transcendentally enjoy your activities. O Lord, persons who for their serious attitude attain the stage of enlightened devotional service, achieve the complete meaning of renunciation and knowledge, and attain this Vaikuntha Loka in the spiritual sky simply by drinking the nectar of your topics. So what is mentioned over here is listening to the words of God. You will be able to achieve even enlightenment also. Don't bother yourself about going and running after things and people and places. It's worthless. See, Ved Vyas and here Maitreya Muni is talking about the same thing. Why are you running after all these things? What makes you think by doing some kind of a puja, prarthana, this, that, going to this temple, giving money here and there and all that is not going to help anybody? No. He says just focus on to the spiritual sky by drinking the nectar of your topics. Listen to the stories. Yeah, I see, I am talking about the stories only, no? Right? Others who are pacified by means of transcendental, I'll just do these 2-3 verses and finish, okay? Others who are pacified by means of transcendental self-realization have conquered over the modes of nature by dint of strong power and knowledge also enter into you, but for them there is much pain. Whereas the devotee simply discharges devotional service and thus feels no such pain. So we are talking about those who do all these yoga, toga and all that kind of thing and then thinking that, okay, I will reach Krishna. They'll do the jap mala and all that kind of thing, wear clothes, fancy clothes and all that. You have to put one tikka like this and like that and all that. Don't do that. That tikka is of no use. And don't put yourself all that yellow stuff on top of your head also. Okay, you have seen all that Babajis, no? By putting yellow color stuff, you don't become spiritual. Nothing like that. I can't think Jesus Christ putting yellow color stuff on across his face and saying, oh, I have become one enlightened person. No need. He was not even having clothes, just one pair of clothes, poor fellow. I went on the cross. Have you seen that or no? You don't require fancy clothes. Even Buddha never had any fancy clothes, okay? No designer clothing. No need. So you have to wear only simple clothes, live a very simple life, don't have to wear fancy color things. You don't have to go in Rolls Royces and BMWs and all that. Nothing there, no need required. Maruti is okay if you have Maruti, okay? And Uber is also fine. So do that. Just surrender at the feet of the Lord. Everything is going to come to you. He says, therefore the creation could not act concert. Okay, oh original person, we are therefore but yours only. Although we are your creatures, we are born one after another under the influence of 3 modes of nature, and for this reason we are separated in action. Therefore after the creation we could not act concertedly for your transcendental pleasure. And so these demigods are saying, you know what? Because at the time of creation you distributed everybody. You go here, you go here, you go here, you go here. So today we were not able to do that combined prayer for you. Got it or no? Now you understand the meaning of the word satsang. So these gods are also supposed to be doing satsang. So demigods, your whole body has to do satsanga. And not just one place, okay, one place. Everything. So he says during our creation, we got all distributed inside the body of the womb, in the mother's womb. We all got separated. One became heart, one became brain, one became this, one became eyes. So now we want to understand that even in those cases, we should be able to achieve this oneness with you if we were to pray only to you. You are the original personal founder of all the demigods and the order of different gradations, yet you are the oldest and the unchanged. O Lord, you have no source of superior. You have impregnated the eternal energy with the semen of the total living entities, and yet you are unborn. This is a praise for Sri Krishna, saying that you are the final authority. O Supreme Self, please give us, who are created in the beginning from the Mahat Tattva, the total cosmic energy, your kind direction on how we shall act. Kindly award us your perfect knowledge and potency so that we can render you service in the different departments of subsequent creations. So here the demigods are praying to Sri Krishna and saying, see, dear Lord, can you please again tell us what work we are supposed to do? Give us our job once again so that we do it by becoming your devotee. becoming a devotee and being single pointed devoted to you, just tell us what we are supposed to do and we will be happy because you will guide us in that manner. So we have come to the end of verse 51 over here. This is the last verse for this chapter and then we will stop over here.